And now it begins.
So it begins.
And so it begins.
Shall we begin?
It begins.
So, shall we begin?
So, it begins.
Shall I begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Good evening, everybody. You're welcome back to All American Beef. It is the chill night, Thursday night. You know, can you hear the saliva smack at the bottom of my lips and mouth and cheeks and everything as I speak closer and closer to the camera? No, okay. American Beef is back. What's up? And beefy boy,
Get ready for a nice, sensual podcast discussing film culture.
Yeah, rock and roll is the devil's music, and what else is the devil? Yeah. Oh yeah. If only there wasn't copyright, we'd be rocking that shit out all the time.
God. That'd be like
All
half
the
my show,
time.
just like, yeah, play it again.
We'll do the topics later. Music first.
I'd be like the Tatooine, the jizz players. And it's like, what? Play the same song. Like, fuck yeah, man. Like,
Again. know about
dude, that
that.
really pumped me up. And I just I poured the rest of my Howler Head banana flavored
Banana
bourbon. It's got electrolytes. It's got what plants crave.
It's got them electrolytes. Yep. Good one right there.
Yeah, man. No,
Yeah.
for real, man. Just playing those couple songs, Thundershock, Film, the Beltos. It's like, I'm fucking pumped.
It's like, and now we gotta sit down and talk about nerd stuff on the internet while sitting down. Yeah, pumped up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, I definitely. Yeah, no, that's funny. I definitely have that awareness of like, no matter if it's even like PewDiePie or something, it's like, or rock stars or whatever. Like, this is a game you sit down and talk about shit. Like, slow your roll, bro.
For sure. I'd like to see like a huge workout compilation of like some type of athlete or something, and then he's like, all right, I'm pumped up, I'm getting pumped to do this thing. You think he's gonna go for a run, he sits down and he does a podcast. All right, now back to things. Just like all that
exactly what Joe
build-up.
Rogan does. He
all
fucking does,
that build up to sit down. But it's like, hey, you're sitting down the next 4 hours, why not get a workout in? You know, that's how that works.
Yeah,
That's what I would say. Keely Chow, King Chong Chow. Let's come in. What's up, Keely? We are beefy
Hello,
boys
Keely.
beefing it out tonight. That is for sure. If you guys think I sound a lot clearer, it's because I learned a stupid thing where instead of having the mic be over 2 feet away from you, you could be right into it and you can sound a lot crisper and clearer. So there you go. I discovered a thing.
I'm always worried about that problem. That's why like you always see me kind of like lean in because like my mic is right here.
Mm-hmm.
I need one of those like boom arm things.
One of the arms.
So
Yeah.
I can get it like a better
Boom
angle.
arms to smack you in the face, will sense into you with that.
Yeah, we got some good stuff. We got unexpectedly. I just kind of threw these topics together the last like 3 hours, but
Yeah, should we get them up immediately? Go
Andrew
into something?
Garfield. We're getting some in-depth interview insight about like how he feels so good with the closure around Amazing Spider-Man, and there's his own kind of commentary in the interview about his possibility for number 3, which I'm like, after that, I'm like, yes. And they got the whole multiverse kind of wormhole workaround too. So it's like, it is.
Yeah, they could toss in other characters too if they want. For sure.
So that's such a crazy thing where it's like, you never think about the fact that like, oh yeah, not only do they have like these like copyrighted IPs for X amount of years still to make films, but also they can tell different versions of that character to make franchises simultaneously. It's like
they can have those characters interact with each other if they want now.
Yeah. It's like, oh dude, how about we make a movie where Spider-Man needs the help of Spider-Man and also Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's literally like, it's like a 70s show, like pot
Trippy idea,
hangout.
essentially. Well, no, it's funny because this is the kind of thing that I used to think about when I thought I could write before I knew how to write. Like in middle school-ish, going into high school, like I got Netflix and I had all these ideas for stories and stuff, trying to get into it. And I was like, oh yeah, what if you put all these movies together? You get Mortal Kombat and like Resident Evil, and you get Halo somehow in there or something, and Iron Man. I was thinking all these ideas, and it's like looking back now, I'm like, that would never, ever, ever work, really. Like not as a real movie. And they're technically doing that right now with Marvel, like not just their normal crossovers. They're doing the movie stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised if in the future they literally would do. I would not be surprised if they did like a Fast and Furious Godzilla crossover or something, like, or Transformers. Why wouldn't they? Now at some point, especially if they end up dying out with box office or something, it's like, hey, can we fuse with you? Okay, let's go fuse with you. Okay, cool. It's Dragon Ball's last resort to beat their enemy. They fuse with somebody else and make a new character. That's what they might do.
Unfortunately, like this was a fun movie, but still like just schlockfest. A lot of there's a lot of like investment or like portrayal redemption in this film that like makes up for like just like next cog of franchise machine. But it had heart, and it definitely has some depth in like the thought they put into like these cartoon characters. But when something like Logan and Joker happen, and hopefully the Batman will be like this, kind of indie style, like art house, where it's like we just happen to make money because we put like a comic skin on it. That's a way, or like Winter Soldier. Those are ways where it's like, let's get out of just like these are cartoons. Let's like take it more serious. That was the chance, and is the chance for growth and expansion. But just the more we're seeing, the more I'm like, generally speaking, all this stuff is just going to be crap done on the screen and lack of depth, lack of real quality outside of franchise story that's just never ending if they can make money. And it's like, this is going to fade away. Unfortunately, they're getting just too much. They don't have restraint. They don't have.
It's one of the highs. It's one of the highs, and then they think, "Oh, what about this thing?" And blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, nobody cares anymore.
It's like,
well, if you thought 3 Spider-Mans were cool, what about 10? No, no. It's like, no.
Well, it'll become like if they just get sidetracked with like that was successful. Let's just keep pounding it out the same, but more. That's how you get like Game of Thrones, where book 4 and 5 are actually supposed to be one book, but the story's so big that he has to like split the characters in half. So it's like one book is half the character, their book. See, for like simultaneous story web.
Well, like remember in Alita, like they shoved a whole bunch of things into like one character, and we were kind of like, well, that guy should have been like 3 different people because there's all these things he's doing in the movie, and that could have helped. Take your time. Patience is something that a lot of things don't really have these days. And as far as the movies go, like, there's this common thing. They'll get a high, like I said, they'll get a high on something. People liked it. And you like that? All right, well, we'll do this again. And then they get all the things wrong that people liked about the first thing and won't understand that. Like with the cameos from the Spider-Man, of course. Like I heard a thing on Twitter about like what if Chris Evans, there's a portal thing that opens or something, and then Chris Evans walks in and he's Fantastic Four's one, and he's got all the people, all the powers with him, and he says one of his lines or something, and then like shoots fire out, and it's like I don't know. I think so. That's not the type of cameo. It depends on is it relevant to the story? Does anything happen with the character? Like know.
Well, I'm long-winded, but essentially what I was getting at is like, this is on my, thing about Spider-Man stuff. It's like, it's on my mind because we're talking about No Country for Old Men today. And it's like a neo-noir Western. It's like sort of retro.
Which is something I'm going to be watching this month, by the way. It's on my list.
Yeah, it's made in the 2000s, but it's like set in the 80s, but it's also like playing on tropes of Westerns and turning them on their head. So it's very meta just from the concept, and then it's got all these kind of philosophical implications. It's a very deep film, and when you want more like that, it's like, well, there's not really almost anything that compares to that movie, especially if you want to bring in westerns, maybe like Unforgiven in sort of a way. Like, unfortunately, westerns are so far and few between, like good ones, because they just like pumped them out. Like, oh, let's put a cowboy and a bad guy and pow, 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 endless 6 shooters, where it's like they
the
never stop
same
shooting, but
four
there's
different
shooters.
the 4 different setups for the plot, essentially.
Yeah, and so like it's a dead genre. It worked for like 40 years, from like the 30s to about the 70s, and then it just petered out. And it's because it's like,
Well, and it's such a niche
lack of
time
restraint.
frame. Well, it's also such a specific time frame that it's focused around, and it's so like how long was the Old West for America anyway? Like that's a very
Generally
small type of
speaking, you
time.
got like at most 100-year window. If you're thinking about like America just started in the colonies, maybe Ohio, Kentucky, like Appalachia, it's where they start expanding into territories, and then Louisiana Purchase like quadruple the size of America, and so they
Well,
start
okay, I
exploring. So
guess
it's like 1803 when we started like just exploring West,
I guess
till like 1900, give or take.
I guess what I mean, like how much is there to explore in that time frame? Like how much history is there to do with that? As to where you compare that to like a film centered around a world war or something. There's like so many places you can go to, characters you can follow, or even create to plop in there following events.
Yeah, I mean, it's not technically a Western, but Nicole Kidman and Hugh Jackman in Australia, which is sort of a Western, sort of a World War II film, because like the work that the characters are involved in the plot, but it's World War II's happening. I mean, you could tell some Old West era stories internationally, but it's generally just American West, for really just like maybe the 1850s to about 1900. So it's really like barbed wire and tractors is like what killed the expansion, and like that's like the end of the frontier, was that technology sweeping west and coming full bore from bridging the gap to California. And yeah, no, it's I don't know, it's definitely like I would say there's probably a lot of untapped potential, because there's so much like fun. I love Dance with the Wolves, and Kevin Costner is the director and star of that. And it's such a monumentous film. And what's crazy is when you like, because he's mostly known for like that role and Yellowstone recently. He's got some other stuff he did, modern day or baseball, really, but like that's really his like iconography is those two things so far. And what's crazy is being like a kind of a small niche version like John Wayne or Clint Eastwood. This guy hates westerns. He's like, yeah, like I only like 5 of them, despite having been really invested in some of these films. And yeah, so it's crazy. But yeah, I'm glad to see Sherry in the house. Glad to see Wookiee Supremacy, Keely Chow. If you want to pull up that, well, let me send you the link to the article, and you can dig into what all Garfield released exclusively to Variety. I haven't read this yet. I just saw like the header and some of these blurbs on Twitter about it. Sending it to you now. There we go.
All right, message has arrived. Shut up, cat. Don't know if you guys can hear that when she meows. Got to be quiet, kitty. I let you out a little bit ago. You took a shit in the litter box. What more do you want? All right, but yeah, we got the Garfield article. All right, coming up here. And right now, blam, bang, boom. Oh my god, I hate these ads again. Andrew Garfield finally spills about Spider-Man return and future and the gift of TikTok. Oh, tick, tick, boom. I was like, what?
I did it too.
It's like the gift of TikTok. Oh no, that's a curse. Nope. There we go. There he is in his suit and everything in the water, and as one would normally be, I would say. All right. Okay, so Is anyone having a year like Andrew Garfield following a lengthy stage hiatus, which nabbed him a Tony Award? I need to get my glasses on. I'm going to be mispronouncing all these freaking words that are right here. You read until I find my shades.
Okay, let me pull it up. All right.
You wasn't even prepared, boy.
No. I was
You
reading
sent it to
ahead,
me 2 seconds ago.
but I retweeted the stream from the collective, so you shut the hell up.
Okay.
Co-produced with Marvel, the latest film is approaching 1.4 billion at the worldwide box office, and has deeply satisfied fans across age, demographics, and franchises. It also provides yet another dimension to Garfield's skill set, and also this film mocks the Snyderverse with Flashpoint. Anyway, Garfield has portrayed a tortured teen, a hero, a morally bankrupt pastor, and a devoted artist teetering between ruin and revelation. Garfield caught up with Variety to discuss his return to the Spider-Verse and the response to his portrayal of Jonathan Larson in Tick, Tick, Boom. And there's spoilers, so even more. Starting simple, why did you say yes to No Way Home? He says, I wasn't expecting to ever have a conversation again about potentially playing Peter Parker. I felt very excited just to be a fan again, but I got this call from Amy Pascal and Kevin Feige and John Watts with this idea. It was immediately undeniable. It sounded incredibly fun, incredibly spiritual, trippy, and thematically interesting on a base level. As a Spider-Man fan, just the idea of seeing 3 Spider-Men in the same frame was enough. The pitch was really, really enticing. They said, you played this character in your way, and what would you want to explore if you had an opportunity? If you were dumped in this other universe and faced with this younger you and this older you, how will you respond? We talked a lot about mentorship. We talked a lot about brotherhood and about what it is to be the older brother, younger brother, and the middle brother. There's also a thing of seeing someone you love walking down a path that you've already walked down. You know it doesn't lead to a place where you ultimately were meant to go. That character is isolated in his emotional experience and physical experience. But what happens when that aloneness gets blasted open and you come to realize that you've never been alone and there are other brothers going through the exact same thing? It's a big spiritual journey to go on, man. And then we just milked out all the fun that we could possibly have. They go on to ask, you and McGuire really did this. This wasn't a green screen setup in your driveway, and they have a profound impact on Tom Holland's Spider-Man. He goes on and says, we were shooting for 2 weeks, Toby and I, but I think we managed to achieve something that is not just showing up and going, hi, bye. My Spider-Man got to save his younger brother's romantic relationship potentially and to heal the most traumatic moment of his own life through doing it for his younger brother, making sure that he didn't have the same fate. There's something cosmically beautiful about that. It meant a second chance at saving Gwen. The spirit that Zendaya brings to MJ is so heartfelt and pure and loving, and Emma brought that similar unique spirit to Gwen. Well, I disagree about MJ, but hold it, slide. What are you thinking about this so far? Anything kind of groundbreaking, or is this?
I think it's pretty cool that it's like a thing of brotherhood with the Spider-Man that's selling it pretty well, and I got a chance to do it again in No Way Home.
Sorry, I noticed the glasses and I was like, Rookie, you need to make an alternate Twitter just to play on the trend of OnlyFans. You do librarian.
Hey,
Rookie.
Do you want to another $50? Another $50? I'll take the glasses off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you should never do anything nude or just do purposely I don't know if did you ever see that video of Seth Rogen and James Franco parodying Kanye and Kim, their music video? Where they did it shot for shot, but it's Seth is Kim and he's not wearing a shirt half the time and he's loving on Franco, just being I'm a cool badass on a bike, motherfucker.
No.
Well, I'll send you a link, you gotta check it because it's funny as fuck.
I'll go, that's a new idea.
Do something like that where it's clearly this isn't sexy, but I'm pretending it is.
Yeah, hey, another 100 and I'll take my hat off. Mm-hmm.
I'll put a coat on.
It's like for $500, I'll put on this horse mask and on the microphone for you and make these weird floppy sounds.
I'll just go farting ASMR.
But yeah. They continue. Talk about your time with your fellow Spider-Man. What did you share off screen? Compare notes about spandex and fans. I think the first time we were all in the suit together was hilarious because it's like just three ordinary dudes who were just actors just hanging out. But then also you just become a fan and say, oh my God, we're all together in the suits and we're doing the pointing thing. There was talk about going to the bathroom and, patting around the package. We talked about what worked for each of us. Tom was jealous because I have zippers in my suit that I can get my hands out of very easily. To work his phone, he had to use his nose because he couldn't access his hands, which is funny because like at my work, I got cut proof gloves, but they work for like still fucking around with my phone. So that's just funny. Like, oh, the MCU couldn't figure that out, but I work in a factory and I can do it. Suck it, Tom Holland.
Scientific technology.
Let's see. We would have deeper conversations too and talk about our experiences with the character, and to have Amy Pascal there, who has seen through 9 movies, including Spider-Verse. It was a revelatory experience for her, realizing how much life and time she'd given to this character. That was beautiful and profound. There's a line I improvise in the movie, looking at Maguire and Holland. I tell them I love them. That was just me loving them. Gay.
Spidery gay.
Did you ever see that meme that Comics Explained shared?
No.
It's a while ago. It was like Marissa Tomei is like, Aunt May, but it's like it's not my aunt. It's like Bully Maguire like dancing behind. It says Spider-Man into the Uncle verse.
That's funny.
The screenwriter said at one point they considered bringing back Kirsten Dunst and Emma Stone. What would you have like?
Oh, thank God they didn't. I don't need to see Kirsten Dunst again.
I wouldn't mind if, like, in future, if, they retooled, played around with that, especially MJ.
Yeah, just kill her. It would be nice.
No. We can't let a red pill reality affect
that
like.
Bitch. No, I don't care about the comics.
They
fuck
worked
that
it
bitch.
out. Clearly, they worked
I don't
it
care.
out. Like,
I don't care.
Maguire says so.
I don't care. He found someone better that actually cares about him. There you go. She's only settling with him. Fuck that.
What, you want to see Emma Stone like in another verse that she doesn't die? Kind of like
I said Kirsten Dunst.
No, I get that, but
Emma Stone's fine. She's all right. She's annoying, but she's all right.
He says in response to that question about the MJ and Emma, he says, "Oh my God, I don't even know where to start with that. It's too big." Gwen had agency in our film. On her final day, she shows up. I tried to restrain her from showing up to that scene with Electro. I knew that it was too dangerous, but she chose to be there. She had a hand in her own destiny that way. And the movie is about fate. I will say the image of my catching MJ, Zendaya, that was really beautiful. It kind of sold me on the whole thing.
Lily Sherry says, I can barely stand emo Zendaya.
Yeah, no, I agree. She's like, I don't get it. I do not get like, well, okay, I get it in this way. Like, fame or power elevates attractiveness, especially for men. It's like men get by, like Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Bezos. There's a lot of like powerful betas. Elon Musk, he's fucking autistic, but he's a billionaire. So it's like he's got some pussy pulling power with the money.
Oh yeah.
And clearly, like having his fingers on all these fucking ventures makes him a bit interesting, on top of it. But yeah, not generally attractive, but they're able to compensate in a way. But yeah, like with Zendaya, it's like I get like the fame, but it's like I don't know why they let her get famous. Like
she's in some things. It happens. I think she was around Disney or something for a while. I don't remember. Like she was maybe one of the Disney shows, I think.
Well, like some of these, young chicks that like there was like that OnlyFans chick, like she just turned 18 and like made like record like 2 million or some shit in like a day from her OnlyFans, and she didn't even
Mhm.
sell anything nude yet. So it's like that makes sense. Like when it's like, okay, she's attractive, and oh, now she's legal. But Zendaya, it's like she's like our age, and I'm like,
Mhm.
pass.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh,
Wookie says Gates doesn't like big girls.
Wait, Zendaya knows Harvey Weinstein, so okay, that's where she came from. She came from his casting couch.
Mm.
Well, I'm only 29. Rookie's like what, 27?
Yep.
Yeah.
Turning 28 this month.
Yeah, I turned 30 this year. It's crazy.
Old timer boy, you know, back in the day, I was 10 years old.
Yeah. But yeah, continue on. I think I skipped that. The next question is, a lot of conversation about this movie has been about a sort of redemption for your Spider-Man, narratively, commercially. How does that feel? I'm so grateful. I'm just really, really grateful that I got to tie up some loose ends for the Peter that I was playing. I love that character, and I'm grateful that I got to work with these incredible actors, director, and Marvel in conjunction with Sony. It was joyful and a feeling of closure for me. There's so many unanswered questions for my Peter where we left it. I got to step back in and get some healing from him, and also really supporting Holland's Peter and honoring his character, completing that trilogy, not distracting or detracting from it. Would you be open to coming back to the character? He says, yes, definitely open to some if it felt right. Peter and Spider-Man, those characters are all about service to the greater good and the many. He's a working class boy from Queens that knows struggle and loss and is deeply empathetic. I would try to borrow Peter Parker's ethical framework in that if there was an opportunity to step back in and tell more of that story, I would have to feel very sure and certain in myself.
I like that he's not just taking the role just because it's a huge gig. He wants to make sure he's ready for it.
Oh yeah, he's already
That's
made
good.
his Sony money.
Seriously.
I wonder what he fucking got paid just to like do this. Where it's like, hey, yeah, come shoot for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's funny though is that the only reason why I'd want to even own No Way Home is because I want to see the 3 Spider-Men interacting again. That shit was great.
Yeah, and like this is the best of the 3 MCU Spider-Man.
Wookie says, "My Peter."
No, I reading that, like when I read it before we ever streamed, I saw like that blurb on Twitter from the article. I'm like, okay, that reads fine. And then yeah, like I'm able to maintain composure, but I'm like in my head, I'm like,
My Peter's pretty good. Tom's Peter's all right. Toby's,
Toby's Peter.
old,
No,
old
that's a
man
Peter right
He's
there.
got an old man Peter, that's for sure.
That's the best Peter.
Yeah. No, but okay. This is a big article.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the whole interview literally written down right here.
Yeah, well, like we're almost done, I think, with the Spider-Man part. So I'm kind of just scrolling through, seeing any other tidbits. But yeah, I think there's like one more spot regarding Spider-Man specifically.
I think that's about it. The next,
Broadway. The rest of the stuff is outside of that, but it wasn't very revelatory. But it's just kind of cool to see his kind of from his own mouth some actually delineating some stuff about this movie. Now he's been lying for like a year or two about being in it.
Yeah, which is funny though. Like, how people sometimes be like, "Well, look, the actor said they're not going to be in it, or they said they're going to be in it, or whatever." It's like, I don't know if you could just trust what an actor says, especially when they have contracts they're supposed to deal with usually. So they could say whatever they want. Essentially, it could be true, might not be true.
Yeah, this is exactly the same. A different delivery. This is exactly the same as like the fake shots of like Infinity War in Wakanda with Hulk running and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, he was lying the whole time to people. Was like, yeah, I'm not in it.
Well, it's like people would use the fact that like, oh, he said that he's not going to be in it, so he's not going to be in it, guys. And then it's like he's in it. Now what? So
well, yeah, like the fact that Campia got some leak photos and he's like, look at how the light hits Tobey Maguire's cock. I think this is real.
I'm sorry. I get him confused with Grace Randolph sometimes because they will talk about actor cock all the time. Essentially.
Yeah. We're in the comic spot right now, so we got to talk about Gracie Randolph.
Do we have an article for that, or
Not an article, but we talked about this last night a little bit off stream, but so there's this dweeb, the Snyderverse on Twitter, Mercury. He's replying, I'm assuming to her, he's like, "You're telling me the people that asked for an impossible movie, the Snyder Cut, for 4 years straight to move on?" And she says,
before that, it's just like that tweet is just like, how can you expect us to move on? We've made this our lives now. This is what we are. I am not human. I am #, release the Snyder Cut.
It's like, dude, you know what it is? It's like the Matrix. Like they've downloaded this virus, and that's all they are. They're like the Agent Smiths.
I thought you were just suggesting that they just hawk down blue pills or something.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh my god, it's there. This is the only truth.
They really are blue pilled in this scenario where it's like they've taken the blue pill of like, let me live in this delusion that our guy is making his continuity. It's continuing. Everyone wants it.
It's one thing if they say that, but it's another when they preach about it like he's a genius. It's like, I mean, he does very surface level things. There's not much depth to me with what he does.
He's got a style. He's got a fun
you think
style.
He's referencing with T-poses. I don't know. The thing in the background as well behind him half the time.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That Jesus
see
praying
a
in the
cross
garden
on screen at the same time. It's not that subtle, you know.
He's definitely.
I got a slow motion, a sesame seed drop down to the ground. And then I got a slow motion, a car door being shut. And then I got a slow motion, he turned around and picked up a hot dog. That's not genius. I'm sorry. It's not. Anyway, go do the rest of Grace.
Grace replies, "I was the one who told people." No, let me try to read this.
I'm imagining a deeper voice. I was the one. I am the captain now. I was the one who told the way you said that.
I was the one who told people that November, when there was legitimately
bedtime.
Yeah, bedtime. That November, when there was legitimately a chance the Snyder Cut could happen if they tweeted, because I knew what was happening behind the scenes. And now I'm telling you, after that amazing achievement, there is no more road left.
Dun, dun, dun. No more road.
You know, honestly, when I read that tweet, it just felt like Bane. Do you feel in charge?
You think there's anything left, boy? The well has run mighty dry. This season there will be no crops for the summer.
Yeah,
None
no, my
left.
voice is like breaking for whatever reason all day. My voice has been like choppy. But
there's a reason for that, but no. But yeah, so Grace, yeah, it's funny because she's a very weird internet personality, but it's funny because she can make truths and she's weird. So I don't know. It's like,
yeah, and then later she's like, the final thing I'm going to say, there are some whose entire identity is wrapped in Snyderverse hype, so they'll never let it go, never stop giving you hope, but for very wrong reasons. You don't have to like or support the new DCU, but you should realize what's happening. If you don't know, people watching, there's been leaks. Essentially, it appears the Flash movie is going to erase the Snyderverse,
as I like to call it.
And so not only was the cut a cul-de-sac film, but it's a cul-de-sac verse. So I'm trying to
be snipped from the bowels.
If you want to troll the Snyder cult on Twitter, use my hashtag destroy the Snyderverse. Just troll these fuckers like you're the biggest Ezra Miller Flash. Let's reboot all this shit, you know. Fucking Justice is gonna be led by Batgirl and Supergirl. Yes, Queen.
Yes, Queen. That's funny.
Now they're finally going to do the DCU justice.
Mhm.
I don't hate the Snyder Cut, but I fucking hate the Snyder Cult. Like, it's so weird. It's like, it's gone far enough where I'm like, fuck. I'm with Jody's corner on this shit now. Like,
Well, it's
I
like they
hate that
got the
fucker.
thing they asked for, and they're not through. It's like another. Just like, oh shit, we just got you the thing you just said was impossible to get as well, and you're like, another. It's like, oh, don't know about that.
Yeah, but it's
Don't know
like,
about that.
it's a big achievement. It's like, hey, you kept hollering on the internet at a company to give you a version of a movie, and you got it, and like that's to be praised and stuff. And it's like, oh fuck, like it's like Anakin when he kills Mace Windu. He's like, what have I done? Like, that's Warner Brothers.
I thought you were gonna say it's like Anakin when he got his other limbs chopped off and he's on the getting burned by lava, going, "No, I hate you."
No, yeah, it's yeah, it's Walter Amato's got the high ground on these fuckers. It's funny. I love seeing the squirming and the gnashing of teeth. It's like the river Styx.
Mhm.
Speaking of DC, we got former DC Comic Pro artist secret Ethan Van Sciver. I don't remember all his fucking elegant, eloquent.
He has a long
Bobbly-bop.
intro
Yeah.
of himself.
I haven't
Comic
watched him
shop
enough
owner
lately.
who threatened to blow Ethan Sciver's fucking face off your skull, bastard, to close the store.
I like how it just reads. It's like comic shop owner who threatened to blow Ethan Van Sciver's fucking face off your skull.
No,
to
have
close
you
the
seen
store.
have you seen the South Park Insecurity episode?
No.
No, that's it's hilarious because they're like trying to get security systems for their houses because they think somebody's breaking into their houses, and they're like, perfectly normal looking white guys can come in and rape you, mom. And whenever they show these commercials of these are actually commercials that were on for the home security commercials, which is kind of funny. At least like there's always a perfectly normal looking white guy that just like breaks into the house right there, and he's just like helping a kid out with his shoes or something at a shoe store. He's like, "How does the shoe fit, Timmy?" "Oh, it fits pretty good." "Oh, well, let's see how it fits with this knife through your fucking skull, bastard." He's like a very nice, helpful person, then instantly snaps over to crazy.
Yeah, no, that's my humor. People don't get it, and I don't necessarily do it so volatile, but like Adam Sandler, like Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, like that, like fucking, just like 0 to 100 intensity, aggression. Like, so yeah, it's like when people are like, they just met me like 5 minutes ago, and then they're like, "Hey, you're familiar?" Like, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm like, "Fuck you," and they're just like, "What?"
Such cruelty. I've never been so damaged.
Yeah, I did that in high school and college, and I'd love it because it's like, I just like flip them off, stern face.
Yeah.
You see like this, like, why did I do this guy? I'm like, gotcha.
Yep. So, have you read this yet?
No, I just read the title and I was like, well, this is gonna be great.
All right, it says Mike Wellman, the proprietor of Atomic Basement Comics, announced his store will be closing for good this month. Got some Cyberfrog 2 art right there. I guess it has to be said with a heavy heart that Atomic Basement Comics and Creators Lab will be closing its doors in early January 2020, Wellman said in an Instagram update. It sucks, but we have to pull the butt plug. The update continued. We did everything we could to keep it going and to be in a haven and resource for not only our local independent comic community, but for comics at large. Shutdown begins January 1st, 2022, and will go for the next week or two. Wellman further said, "It pains me to leave this place and to pretty much say goodbye to this industry. It's been a huge pleasure of my life, but I'm ready to venture out into something new and unexpected. That's what keeps us fresh. right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you should have had that tone the whole time. Like, that's what keeps us fresh,
Shut up.
right?
I should have.
Like it's like, are you trying to convince me or yourself? Like,
Yeah. I'll do a different one right here. So, Wellman would later update his followers, revealing he tested positive for COVID last Sunday afternoon, as he's been in isolation ever since. He noted, his symptoms are so mild that I'll resist on Friday and hopefully be able to reopen again on Saturday afternoon for one last blast with y'all. Until then, we better be closed on the safety of our customers and the community. He added. I have no idea how he sounds or if that's good or bad. I'm just reading it like that. Back in April 2020, Wellman threatened physicality violence and death towards Cyberfrog creator Ethan Van Sciver after he detailed that G.I. Joe creator Larry Hama inspires Comicsgate. Wellman wrote, I can't wait to see you at a show, Ethan, and beat the living fucking out of you. In another post, he wrote, I'm literally going to beat your ass. How dare you insult legends like Harry Hama, as well as our industry itself. He added, fuck you. I'm a libtard, and with fists, you're going to feel that the next time we're
Wait. Go back. You gotta do it. Okay, let me try this. It's like,
I was gonna say I'm a bastard.
Hey, you've inspired me a little bit, with the South Park knowledge. Just like
Okay.
he added, fuck you. I am a libtard with fist, Hickman. You're going to feel them the next we are at a convention together.
That one's a tough
Wellman
one with
reiterated,
that. You can't catch
I am
me,
going to beat the
Hackman.
living fuck out of you in front of everybody.
Wellman would conclude stating, you're such a little cowardly fucking bitch, Ethan Van Sciver. Let's fight. Let me, Adams. Let me feed you a fish sandwich, you little bitch. That's funny. I like the emojis for responses are laughing and crying.
He's kind of escalating. He's just really feeling it. He's got like I don't know. I guess like his wife's boyfriend squeezed out a load on his soy burger, so he got a little surge of testosterone. He's like, "I'm coming to beat your ass, son. Why not make it a feature at an upcoming comic convention? Could be fun. I'm going to beat your ass either way, but let's let people have an opportunity to enjoy me beating your ass in public, right?"
And now I want to try this down southern. I'm coming to beat your ass, son. Why not make it a feature at an upcoming comic convention? Could be fun. I'm gonna beat your ass either way, but let's let people have an opportunity to enjoy me beating your ass in public, right?
So like he's like even asking for his address, and I guess this is in a fucking
Hold on. No. He demanded that Ethan Van Sciver provide him with his home address so that he could drive right up to your house and home and deliver a fucking whooping you deserve.
Yeah, it's funny. Ethan's just like mocking him, like undercutting him.
He says,
like,
take care of your family.
He's like, Mike, do you have family? And then when he says that, he's like, take care of your family.
This was from a while ago, dude.
And he's like, I know, I remember this like 2 years ago. Yeah. It's like, take care of your family during this hard time. Like he's just totally mocking them.
Well, he's like being nice, and then he's just reacting more violently.
No, this is funny. He's like, doesn't matter if I have a family or not. Did you vote for Trump? You're deflecting.
It's like,
and Ethan's just like, it does. It does matter. Your family needs you. This is why he feels so funny.
Put down the fist, Wellman. Van Sciver would share another screenshot of a message from Wellman where the Atomic Basement Comics owner stated, give me your home address and give the police an actual reason to be concerned, because I will come to your house and blow your fucking face off your skull. That is a fact. Yeah, he hasn't done that quite yet. So now he's a liar. He's a liar. That is funny. Yeah, I gotta admit, as far as online interactions, I haven't had anything that insane. Not yet.
I'm always
Not
like,
yet.
I want that. That sounds fun.
I've had something close. Well, no, not that close. Really, no,
Are you talking about that Chris
No.
Horror guy?
no, that's not anywhere close. He just kept on trying to call me fat. That was funny.
It's like, you're a conservative. You blocked me.
You blocked me? You blocked me, bro? You blocked me?
I've been on YouTube for 7 fucking years, man.
I like how much you remember that. You're all fucking
What was your
pedos.
point?
You're all fucking pedos.
I know. It's
Like, oh
you
my
gotta-
god, okay.
You see a girl, you share a post, you're a fucking pedophile. What? It's YouTube. Like, fucking people put their cats
It's like
on
it's
it.
a
Like,
bunch of Star Wars channels. I don't know. Oh, that's good, funny memories. In response to
I
Wellman
would watch the
announcing
Star Wars content, but I'm not a pedophile.
In response to Wellman announcing the closure of his store, Van Sciver said he hadn't thought about this guy in a long time, but a fan brought the news to his attention. Van Sciver said, hadn't thought about this guy in... Oh, I just said that a second ago. He went on to say, I can't even guess why he thought that it was appropriate to take out whatever financial stresses he was enduring with his comic book store, which must have been on the verge of closing even back then a year ago. Oh, yeah. That's the funny thumbnail with what's his face.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, just automatically playing on scrolling. He's talking about, like, I believe in God and punishment, and then he's like, I like how, like, this is clearly like him, like, concern trolling, like, back at him, which is funny because he's like doing their kind of shit where it's like when something bad happens, someone on the right are like, yeah, it's really awful that, like, you lost your house, but, you know, that's what happens when you're on, you know, like, they go about that where it's like, I care, but, like, you deserve this. And so, like, I could totally read his mocking voice knowing that angle with these people. He's like, I also believe that a lot of these people who are endlessly abusive of us are doing so because they are miserable. There's something wrong. There are stressors that have nothing to do with me or you or any of us. Their lives are living hell in many other ways. And of course, as they say, hurt people hurt people.
Genius. I want to cancel culture and go ahead and let consequence culture flourish because that is justice. That is divine justice. Sorry for this dude that he's got this comic shop that'll shut down, but that's what you get, I guess. Yeah. Fun. Fun, eh? That was good. Good old
Someone
times.
put in the replies to this article, should have sold Cyber Frog books.
Funny stuff there. Funny stuff.
Oh, I love it. Did you see, this wasn't like a topic I had, but did you see that? Who's that guy? Little troll man.
Which troll man?
Patton Oswalt. Did you see Patton Oswalt?
Which version? I heard it, yeah, about Dave Chappelle.
I don't know where they were, but they were like the same neck of the woods. So they like shared like a set or something or show times, like back and forth, whatever. And he took a picture with them. It's like, hey, my buddy Dave. And everyone's like, oh, he's a fucking transphobe. And so he's like taking a picture of himself, like writing a fucking letter. And then he types the letter on Instagram where it's like, I'm sorry if I hurt the trans community.
Oh boy. Yeah, my bad. Sorry that my friend was black. You know, I know that's wrong.
It's like, you're right, trans community. I'm sorry I hung out with this fucking.
Gold. Gold right there. Faux show. All right, I'm gonna exit out of that article over there. All right. What do you want to go into next?
Yeah, let me scroll and see. Oh, click that Raider Jones link I sent you about Jabba. I don't know where this is going to go, but the title of the slashfilm.com article says Jabba the Hutt's badass lady cousin is 2022 goals.
Badass. Goals.
More like fat ass.
Ugh. Yeah. Don't quite know about this there, ladies and gents. Nope. Badass lady cut. Ew. Yeah, no. Okay, let me get my
3 or 4
glasses
drinks
on.
in, you know, I might hit it, but
This post contains minor spoilers for the latest episode of Book of Boobly Fett. There are a few universal truths in the world of Star Wars. Yoda was the most powerful and respected Jedi of all. Han shot first. And if you're a woman who likes Star Wars, some Cheeto-dusted jackwagon's going to compare your appearance to Jabba the Hutt at some point for merely existing.
see what they
Okay,
do?
what?
It's like,
What?
oh, some of course, some basement dwelling fat incel males going to insult your appearance. Like,
I just well, yeah, but making a comparison to Jabba, I don't know about that. I mean,
I've called feminists Jabba the Hutts.
I'm saying I feel like we could do worse than that. That seems like a light blow. Jabba's design was based on the shape and movement of slugs, but also a real-life human being, actor Sidney Greenstreet, Casablanca, the Maltese Falcon, despite the fact that His Excellency Jabba the tune of Nahuda Huda Blahubahu
Now Hutta, eminence of Tatooine.
was
I got that.
Was one of the most influential, feared, and powerful crime lords in the galaxy. Was it in the galaxy or on Tatooine? Because I feel like he wasn't like galaxy wide, but okay. His existence has been used as a shorthand for fat and gross since its introduction. Who cares about Jabba's accomplishments as a criminal mastermind when you can poke fun at his appearance? The attitude is old, crusty, and frankly boring. This week's episode of Book of Boobly Fett continues as the title character's story new dynamo, but introduces the currently unnamed fraternal twin cousins of Jabba who want to challenge Fett for the throne. The second they turned the corner and caught my first glimpse of Jabba's lady cousin, I was smitten, nay, inspired. I'm not one for those New Year's resolutions, but if I had to choose, it would be me embracing my inner Lady Hutt, a comparison I've heard made to myself many times before, and living my life accordingly. Oh, so you don't walk around much.
Oh, God. Wait, I clicked through the author. All right, let me see you the picture.
Oh,
quick.
no. Yeah. See, at least like the hut was like a on purpose creation, as to where the lady probably isn't. But we'll see here. In your message that you sent me on Twitter, let us see. Oh, well, is there like a body picture?
I'm looking for it.
This looks kind of familiar enough for most people, I'd say, for what it is. But I don't know if I want to, I don't know if I want to damage Sherry or Karen's, eye sockets by showing them at the body if it's as bad as I imagine. But we'll see. We want to shield them from danger like this. The Lady Hutt's fine, but who knows what creature lies beneath it.
I'm sending you another one I found
In the article, anyway.
A little bit more. I sent you.
Okay. Got another one right there. What the fuck? That didn't take me anywhere.
I just sent you a picture. Karen
Yeah, I
says
know.
yes, because I'm fragile, for fuck's sake, rookie.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep reading while you're pulling that up.
The first change I need to make to correctly embrace my inner lady hut is an upgrade to my form of transportation.
No, it's literally not coming up for me, is what I'm saying. Like it's
Oh.
saying when I click the thing, it just says, just takes me to like log in to Twitter specifically with that link.
No, wait, I
Same
thought I
thing.
sent you a picture.
Well, no, I saw the one picture, but not. Did you send another picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not get another picture.
Anyway,
There isn't another picture in my DMs here.
anyway,
So, can you pull up
she says,
anything to the camera?
I'll just keep reading. She says,
I'm pretty proud of my current lesbian mom van, that I deserve the ability. But I
Lesbian
deserve the
mom van.
ability to be carried by a gaggle of men who obey my every word out of fear. And I certainly deserve to enter any space with my own entrance music. Lady Hut has a barrel-based drum, but I'm thinking guitar. The next step is to completely abandon all forms of supportive garments. Shapewear? Bras? We're done here. I'm letting it all hang out in 2022 and investing in a clack fan. I also must perfect the aura and attitude of a lady hut. As far as I'm concerned, huts have it made. They do whatever they want, eat whatever they want, boss around men, kill their enemies, and in the best possible scenario, die from being choked out by the hottest woman in the galaxy.
And see, the only woman in the galaxy.
In real life, the government is a disaster. We're surrounded by idiots, and the environment is crumbling. I truly have no time to waste on insolent behavior from losers who still think comparing a woman to Jabba the Hutt is some super sick burn. This year, my motto is worship me, respect me, fear me, or prepare to have a bad time. Thank you, Lady Hut. I'll try my best.
Lady Lesbian Hut.
And if anyone has an issue with that, y'all already know she knows how to handle it.
Oh my god. They do exist. They do exist.
look up, like, copy paste the author at the top, BJ Colangelo, and then you can find her some other pictures of her.
My computer's gonna be like, fuck you for making me look for this.
Yeah, you carry on real quick. I gotta deal with something.
All right, that's all good. So, chat, we just read a little article by an author that wants to be like the Lady Hut from the Book of Boba Fett episode, and thinks that that's a nice style to live by. And I don't know, we're trying to see if we can get a look-see of her. Okay, she's not as... Oh, hold on. Never mind. I was about to say she's not as gigantic as I thought, but I think I might have spoken a little too soon there. Ugh, yeah, bear with me. Bear with me. Oh my god. All right, let's take a look, see at what we got here. Oh no. I guess you're missing out. Girl of your dreams right here. Yeah, the face isn't as... the face is all right. But then you get to the body part, and it's like, oh my god.
I mean, it's not the worst, but it's like,
Like the face isn't, but
it's like, it's like you see the hair. It's like, of course, course, the attitude. Like,
Yeah.
who are you to have this attitude with men?
I don't know if this chick in the couch is the same chick. Came up when searching.
Probably
This-
someone replied to her with that.
This one doesn't look as bad, but this is a few cookies away. Maybe you could get there. I don't know. What's Karen saying? She says, "Uh-oh, Dad is gonna go deal with the non-sleep." Oh, that's for you. Run, kids, run! He's got Dad eye on you.
Yeah. Yeah, she knows. Just fucking spank those kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah, Karen. So can you blame the kids? He was playing rock music before bedtime. Like they're
Let's play
jamming out.
Thunderstruck and
They're-
For Whom the Bell Tolls.
they're
Me and Ricky
literally-
listen to while we're like,
They were literally
ready for
jamming
sleep.
out, and then he's like, "Go to bed." And it's like, you can't just go to bed after that. You got energy now. You got to burn it off.
No, it wasn't just we were rocking out. My daughter was like doing this, like putting her butt out. Like, I made a new rock and roll dance, Dad. And it's just like her putting her butt out. And she's little, so it's like, haha. But it's like, oh, fuck. My daughter's already doing this.
No, she'll do this on accident in public, and it's like, no.
But yeah, it's like, well, she's like, well, it's like, you see all this shit on Twitter, the OnlyFans stuff. So it's like, we see like the attention whoring of women on the internet.
Mhm.
But when you have like a little girl, you see like the innocent version of that, which is like natural and carefree and fun. They don't get like what all they might imply when they're older. And it's funny though, because like For Whom the Bell Tolls was like, and so I'm like, booty ba butt, booty ba butt, booty ba butt, booty butt.
Keep on doing that. All right. Anyway, so people that are coming on in, you're lucky because you just missed the Lady Fett stuff we are talking about with the author that wants to be like Lady Fett. What'd she call it? A lesbian mom
It's Lady Hut.
van? Lady Hut lesbian mom van? What was it?
She's like, well, I already got a lesbian mom van. I need a litter of men who have to listen to me.
Mm-hmm. The women in the chat, do you want to aspire to be like this? Like that one? Of a lesbian mom van. Yep. How does one go about being an attention whore on the internet? I need instructions, please.
Well, for sure, way it's like, hey, you want to look at my butthole? Pay me $5 a month for my OnlyFans.
Or say I've got some nice.
I don't
bathroom.
blame. I'm not like I'm all for free enterprise, but it's funny because these chicks end up hitting the wall and realizing like they've been fucking around, and it's like, oh fuck, like I gotta get serious. Biological clock. I gotta find a secure guy to support me, and it's like their body count and just their whole way they've gone about life is like fucking ruin them for commitment. And it's
Yep.
funny. It's funny.
It's
And
on
it's
the
like,
internet to be looked up for.
that is
and
the
can't hide it.
disconnect that's funny, where it's like they think they can get away with this and it's not gonna like hurt them long term. They they don't get the repercussions.
hurt.
It's funny.
Oh, it'll hurt.
And unfortunately, yeah, it's like guys can do the porn shit, be a whore, whatever. It's like it's not the same. Sorry.
No.
The ramifications, it's minuscule if not non-existent for a guy. It's like, oh yeah, we were doing a data search and you did porn. It's like, what about it? Like,
Yeah, Karen, you could always try to sell bathwater, even if you're not famous. Somebody
you
would
can sell
probably
your
take
fart.
it.
You can sell your
Yeah,
fart.
his
I
farts.
forgot. Let me pull it
Farts,
up.
bathwater, vagina candles. There's a whole market for this stuff. Like
Yeah,
they're
well,
everywhere.
what's funny is like I don't have a problem. It's the disconnect where it's like you're going to get another 20 years. You're going to see like all these studies and articles where it's like
Feminism lied to us.
Imagine like 100 years from now, and her like grandkids are reading. What did Grandma do back in her day? Oh, she'd fart in cans and sell them, on the internet, and she'd have a vagina-smelling candle that she'd sell here and there that would explode on occasion. She'd, sit in bathwater and to give men herpes or something. Like, it's that was Grandma for you on her OnlyFans. Here, do you want to see? We still have them. It's like no.
Do you want to read about the transgender man who gives birth after Grindr one night stand while transitioning?
No.
Okay.
I'd rather not. Sorry. Yep. Negative. I'd rather not.
Wait, GameStop.
Games.
GameStop surges on plan to enter NFT crypto markets. I'm trying to find the article, so I'm just scrolling through New York Post.
Non-fungible trades.
Well, it's funny because supposed to be non-fungible, and artists are like, someone stole all my NFTs.
Or somebody stole my Tolkien picture from a gajillion years ago. Did you see that?
Yeah, I just happened to see that before when I was looking up Lord of the Rings. Like I was trying to find SJW memes of Lord of the Rings to like make for the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, that
And
was
I got into that where it's like, oh yeah, that's why they limited replies.
Oh yes, it is funny. I kind of saw that while it was happening. I was like, wait, what? Oh shit!
Taco Bell is now selling a $10 a month taco subscription service.
Into a ladies' taco?
No, not lady tacos, just actual like shell tacos, real tacos.
Yeah. Is anybody buying?
Sorry,
what is that? You pay $10 a month and you can get a meal every day? Like what?
I don't know. I'm fuck. Where is this?
Get a burrito.
So many wacky things on NFL stuff. Insurrection. Oh, happy Insurrection anniversary, rookie.
Okay, everybody keeps on saying that. Am I missing something?
It's the 1 year anniversary from the Capitol riot, when democracy suffered its greatest blow in America. It was worse than Pearl Harbor. An old lady had her mask down and walked through the lines that were roped off. Yeah.
Like the way it's phrased, insurrection sounds like it was a super significant event, and it's like I'm drawing blanks. Are you talking about when they ran into the White House for 5 seconds and left?
Yeah, they had the Viking guy and shit.
Oh yeah, they're literally there for like a flash mob and then went away.
Yeah. Let me just look this up.
I say I have a couple memes while you look for a few things. We can
farts. Okay.
Just type in farts. That's funny.
Okay, this is from indiatimes.com, so I don't know what they might get wrong or something.
Maybe, but there's some what does a stripper and what does a giant have in common? Grinding men's bones to make their bread.
All right, so this is from one day ago. This article, it says woman who made whatever currency, I don't know what this translates to for them, but like lots of money from selling farts, has announced her retirement after heart attack scare.
Retirement.
A U.S. reality star who made $200,000 from farting in jars has announced her retirement after she was rushed to the hospital for squeezing out one too many.
Yeah, imagine like her diet that she has to try to eat. That she do the Taco Bell subscription so she can fart all the time, right? Or is that just shitting?
It depends. I hear a lot of people like, "Oh man, my butthole's going to fill up tomorrow with Taco Bell." It's like I eat Taco Bell here and there. It's depending on if I get a quesadilla, it's like sure, it's just too much cheese. But just regular tacos, like there's grain, there's whatever the beef is actually made of. Whatever.
I wonder how many
lettuce. You got a range of the food pyramid versus quesadillas, just like cheese.
I wonder how many times she farts and accidentally shits, and it's like, well, do I send this to, or do I just start over?
I think Rogan found a video a couple days ago where she's like talking about like frequency and stuff, and like how she's like, oh yeah, like I thought fiber bars would be the way, but no, definitely not. Those are not your friend if you're trying to do this game. Like she's giving real pro tips about like the fart game.
Mm-hmm. I like how there's enough known about it to be called a game. Like it's totally the game.
Steph Motto, 31 from Connecticut, was recently rushed to a hospital after experiencing chest pain. Doctors performed blood tests and an EKG, but later told her that Her symptoms were actually caused by excess gas from her diet of beans, eggs, and banana protein shakes. Steph had gained an international recognition after appearing on the reality show 90 Day Fiancé and later started her own YouTube channel. She then made headlines by capturing her emissions in jars and selling them because she thought it'd be a hilarious publicity move that would get a lot of people's attention.
Oh, it got attention. It worked.
Her lucrative business wasn't without its risk, as she has now found out. I thought I was having a stroke and that these were my final moments. I was overdoing it. She began selling farts in a jar in November last year after receiving requests on the adult content site Unfiltered.
Oh my god.
The unique product saw her rake in the cash at $1,000 per jar, though Steph offered a 50% discount during the festive period. So, to keep up with demand...
Thank you so much, the 97 people.
Sorry. It just scrolling. It's autoplayed. To keep up with... Yeah, what's up, Tim Talk?
I'm sorry, Tim, for this topic, but we must learn.
Well, hey, Raylos are weird, but, give me your number. Or whatever Tim says. Or it's like, Raylos are weird, but hey, hit me up. Or whatever it is. Let me know in the chat, Tim, what your little line is. You never know when some girl's like, Tim, give me your address. I want to send you my farts. Like, I just want
you need to have the fart pass,
To keep up with demand, which saw her squeeze out up to 50 jars worth of farts a week, the self-proclaimed fartrepreneur opted for a fiber-high diet, living off beans and eggs, which is funny because, like, I eat a can of beans like 2 or 3 times a week.
Oh my god.
She later added protein shakes to the mix after discovering it made the farts smell worse. What is interesting is the fact that
the level of smell. She's like, no, this is like a 1. That's a 2. Smoothies are 3. She's got her fart counter. It's like the skin color thing, but with fart smells. This is about rotten eggs. This is that, smelly shit. This is that,
Yeah. Well, what's funny is that the fact that this happens is like, well, there's no doubt she was really supplying, it's not like the bath water. It's like, could have just been like tap water, like washing your hands. Oh yeah, here's my bath water, or some guys doing it for it.
But washing hands water can't get you herpes. So.
But like clearly this fart lady was really putting in the work for her customers.
Yeah.
Doing all Steph shared her
research and buying all these resources for it. I mean, she's investing. That you gotta give her credit for that.
She shared her ordeal leading up to the hospital visit, telling Jam Press, "I remember within one day I had about 3 protein shakes and a huge bowl of black bean soup. I could tell that something was not right that evening when I was lying in bed and I could feel a pressure in my stomach moving upward. It was quite hard to breathe, and every time I tried to breathe in, I'd feel a pinching sensation around my heart. And that, of course, made my anxiety escalate. I actually called my friend and asked if they could come over to drive me to the hospital because I thought I was experiencing a heart attack. Steph said her family's relieved about her retirement, and she feels her colon will be too."
That's an understatement. That colon's been abused for too long. Give it its rest finally.
Wait, one article says she was selling fart NFTs.
What?
So it's like, even though you own the fart, like you could sell the actual copyright of that fart.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like an audio file. Maybe she was also recording like a
that's
Twitch
possible
person where it's like,
right.
Hey,
I want it with this fart smells great and all, but if only I can hear it too, then this will be great.
It's like when I was doing that one video, I had the fart track. I was trying to find the right farts for it. And my kid happened to hear it. So like we spent like an hour just playing the fart track.
I don't know if you watch Vox's productions, but he did a great he does some streams here and there. He'll look at this, he'll check up on this one guy who literally, he's like whispering in a bathroom because his wife's asleep. He's like, yeah, I finally got the package and everything has finally arrived. Oh, it's been good. He's like shaking it around, and then he's like trying to guess, and he's like trying to sniff it. He's like sniffing it big time. He's like, what is it? Okay. And then he like finally opens up the bag, and it's like a woman's used panties, and he buys them like all the time. And he's like, yeah, I requested that she wear it for 3 weeks. I've been a subscriber there for a while and everything. I know my shit. And it's just, and he's like super, and then he's like doing a huge whiff. He's like building it up like a huge thing. It's like, dude, oh my God, this is so crazy. He's like, yeah, I'm fucking manly, man. I'm gonna sniff these panties now. It's
I
like, "Oh,
finally found
I could smell the piss on there too. Like he's like, oh my god.
I finally
Just-
found the post article. So it's like when I'm scrolling through, it says, she announced retirement when she passed one too many and got the wind knocked out of her.
They had to have done that on purpose. We'll blow her now. That's great. I feel like that just topic itself is a meme all on its own.
It says, I was advised to change my diet and to take a gas suppressant medication, which
Gas
has
suppressant.
which has effectively ended my business.
I wonder if a gas suppressant is more common than we realize. I've not heard of that being a thing. You think that women would be sabotaging guys all the time to have fart suppressant? Your fart powers are weak,
Dude.
old man.
Joe Rogan should get into this because he's always eating like protein and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he would make a killing with this fart, you know? He just like set aside like bathroom time. All right, this is like takes a while to actually get all this fucking protein out of my gut, so a lot of farts beforehand.
He's a businessman, right? You know, why not? Why not? Anyway. Parenting done right. If you aren't teaching your kids how to form the shield wall, are you really a good parent? I think we can all agree. This one was hilarious. This man had what he thought was the best tattoo in the world until he went to prison. Uh-oh.
You never seen Big Stan, have you?
Nope.
It's a kind of more obscure comedy from Rob Schneider. I can't remember the circumstance, but he's like going to go to prison for so long, and so he's like trying to. Like,
Oh no, hold on! I've seen some of that movie.
Yeah.
My Marine buddy was playing some of that or whatever, and he's like he is like, for some reason he has time before he goes to prison, and so he's like getting prepared in all these different ways to go, right? And so he can
It's like Will Ferrell,
the biggest
Get
guy.
Hard.
Yeah. Which I haven't seen that either, by the way. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He gets a they never show you what it is, but he like gets a tattoo on his ass or asshole or something where it's just like when people say like, ah! You know, like
So you get freaked out.
it's just another thing to like disincentivize. But
He like gets super prepared to go to prison to be able to
So
survive.
like first day he like finds the baddest fucker and like rips his nose
messes
off or
with
some
him.
shit.
Yep. that was some funny stuff.
I gotta rewatch that because I do love Rob Schneider, and he's not, you know, besides the animal, which it's funny because South Park.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
Derp, the Toodly Doop, starring Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider is Kenny.
What?
So right here, this is some weird metaverse virtual shopping thing, I think.
This is what Minecraft gets you. I fucking hate Minecraft, and this is the next level.
It is.
He's
I
one of the
thought this was kind of funny.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, I wonder.
You guys, you get some toys for my kids. Oh, yeah, they like that. Where'd my buggy go? Where'd my freaking buggy go? You took my buggy.
I love the shitty graphics. This whole thing. Blink!
Strike!
Blink! Blink!
I wonder, because like I don't know if you've seen these videos of like San Francisco, especially where it's like people just go shopping and then like walk out with hundreds of bucks of shit. and they're like,
Mhm.
"Sir, you can't take that." Like trying to like stop them, and they're like, "Shut the fuck up, bitch."
Yeah, see,
Because they got like the $900 cap before it's like a crime,
yes.
and I wonder if this metaverse shit is going to suffer the same thing, where it's like,
Well, it
well, you
might.
can't legally stop me from stealing this, even though this is from like, hey, this is my order. You know, maybe it's just the fact you're not going to put it together until you pay for it online. But I would love if, like, you know, like the NFTs are supposed to be like resistant to theft, but people are stealing them.
That would be funny. That would be funny. Julia Song says, how is Arby's still in business? Customers. Just a simple answer for a dumb
Well,
question.
it's like, it's funny because Arby's probably thought they're like really cool with that reply. It's like, it's not that cool, bro.
It's
Like,
not. It's so bland a delivery, but it's like such a dumb question too. How do
but
they
it's
still in
it's like a
business? He's just like,
dumbass response. Like,
customers.
I was in a chat and they're like, I don't give a fuck. Add who you want. Go, just add away. And someone responded, 2 + 2 = 22. Like this guy.
Totally. Yep. Genius. I thought you'd like this one, Angus.
No, I'm all for.
No, I know,
all
but
cities.
that's the irony. When someone tries to sexualize LOTOR, we don't want that here. It'd be okay if they had it.
You tell me you wouldn't like the rated R cut of like Arwen, just like, you know, same movie, but it's like 5 seconds of like she just like shows her titties for no reason in the course of dialogue, or like running away from the Nazgul. It's like, oh, you know, her titties flapping.
She's trying to get her armor on. Pippin or Mary, whatever, help me.
Yeah, or like Eowyn, and you know, especially Kate Blanchett. You know, it's just like, hey, here's like the naked cut of Lord of the Rings.
The naked cut.
It's like it's exactly the same, but like
In some
these-
scenes, they're just not wearing clothes. That was kind of funny. It's like vegans when they realize they live in the Milky Way.
Like I was reading it, and I'm like, yeah,
They're
this is
just-
the Milky Way galaxy. What? And I'm like, milk.
Yes.
Animal based.
Yep. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, though, there was this account, Token Society, who has like almost 100,000 followers on Twitter. This one dude posted a happy birthday to J.R.R. Tolkien, the creator of the books. You know, happy 130th birthday. He's already dead. He's not 130 for real, guys. He's not alive. He's dead. But you know, it's like, okay, the picture.
Liar.
And you just get from them, do you have permission to use that image? It's already like, what? That's kind of dumb. And it's our photo, and we own the copyright, which we bought for 18 whatever at auction. And it's funny that their retweets are protected, but there's still 533 responses there for whoever the fuck can respond
at some point.
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw it. What do you think about that? The picture thing.
Oh, it's just like, how the fuck? I mean, I guess I see the incentive, like the Tolkien Society. We bought NFTs to like own the.
No. This was not bought as an NFT. This was bought years ago.
Oh, like they don't have an NFT for like digital ownership. It's just they own.
This was a photo they bought years ago.
I don't know. That's all I got. Like I like Lord of the Rings, but any drama around it with Tolkien, especially like this picture thing, it's just shows how petty and soy like the admins for the shit is. But yeah, actual like, I don't have anything where like, yeah, Tolkien, this and that.
There's not much else to it. It's just, it's kind of dumb. And that's kind of it. That's all I'd say. But how you like this one?
Yeah, I've seen
my
this
God.
times.
Ow. The cameraman's like, yep, gotta keep punching that thing. I thought it was a funny image. Just you don't have a ceiling fan? Well, we'll tape a ceiling fan to the or a fan to the ceiling and make it work that way, hillbilly style. And how does Batman shampoo exist but not Conditioner Gordon? I feel like that's an old type of meme, but still funny.
It's old, but it's clever.
Yeah, Conditioner Gordon. That's good. And I wasn't sure if your kids were going to be around. They could see the ducky and the puppy.
Little puppy loves his ducky.
Yep.
And the duck's just totally calm, like, yeah, just carry me around, buddy.
It's fine. I like this little comparison. Yeah, Joe Rogan, who lives on elk meat, egg yolk, and human growth hormone with lungs full of tar, thinks he's healthier than everyone. It's a little, yeah. I can take you. I love it.
Come on, put him up. Put him up.
It's like Scrappy or the Chicken Hawk from Looney Tunes.
Yes. I say, settle down there, son.
I love the one where like he's telling Foghorn tells the chicken that or tells the Chicken Hawk that fucking the dog is a chicken.
Yes.
Barnyard hound. And so he like gives them invisible paint, but it's just like water, so it does nothing.
Where'd you go?
Like,
Where'd you go?
He goes like,
You can't see me. I'm probably 20 feet tall. You don't know.
and then like the dog just like puts a mirror in front of him, and he's like, oh yikes.
Classic. Healthy vaccinated woman who died from COVID blamed unvaccinated people for her getting sick. I just thought the face was funny. In general. The poor chair. Anakin, the Force surrounds you. Let it guide you as it guided us. I'm here to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. But
there was an idea.
yeah. So it's kind of a dumb one, but it's kind of funny. It says, McDonald's Yass open 6 a.m. Or it's my ass opens at 6 a.m. Of course. Oh, here's the way they spelt this with the McDonald's M. Simple one.
It's like the Kansas City welcomes 25 million people annually.
Exactly, annually.
It's not annually.
Jango Fett recovering after the Battle of Geonosis. They say just as...
That's a pretty good one.
Just the head. What was this one now? Okay. UK's biggest cervical cancer charity shuts down disgustingly transphobic lie down only females get cervical cancer. I just think it's funny having a microscope. The fucking crotch. That's insane. It's just a simple one. Just fire extinguishers on fire. It's like, shouldn't happen. Nice and simple. Almost 1 in 10 moms isn't sure who fathered their baby poll.
No, who fathered their baby poll, like as per poll. Like there's a pause. You're like, who fathered their baby poll?
Whoops,
dumbass. It's like punctuation matters, my friend.
Well, in my head, I read it as how you said it, but apparently out loud, I did not say that.
My Peter.
My Peter poll. Yep. I know this one didn't have funny comments. Nope. I was gonna read this one, but it was a long and weird one where she basically like has eaten actual shit and done a whole bunch of these awful things. She's like got a couple $1 million or something. I don't want to read that again. That was just no. Nope. What was that one? Bigfoot is sometimes confused with Sasquatch, yet he never complains. Like a dumb little gay joke. Exactly. It's that subtle. Yet he never complains. Oh, here's one.
When people start talking bad about the film
Ah,
to
you
me,
got that too.
assuming I share their opinion, my favorite thing to do is roll up my sleeve and show them this with pride. Shuts them up pretty quick. I will always love this film, and I thank you very much for giving it to us. I imagine that's what follows. Just a tiny, quick one as well. Mothra. Got a couple holes in the t-shirt. Yeah, you won't get this one, but Yamcha is like, Boba's about to kick some ass, gets hit a couple times, and has to take it back to tank. Yamcha always gets his ass kicked, essentially, in the show, and that seems to be what Boba Fett does, at least in the modern day one, where he needs to heal all the time. Did he have to heal in the second episode too?
I think
They didn't even have a fight scene. I think he just went to the healing thing. It was odd. That was kind of cool. Somebody had a gravestone of a Yu-Gi-Oh card of the person that died because he had some type of disease or something and had other stuff. But the tombstone looked kind of cool, considering.
Oh yeah, no, I scrolled and I saw that and I was like, it's kind of cool, but also I'm like, consumerism, like it's kind of cringe.
Exactly. All right, I'll get to yours in a second. I think I'm almost done. Vagina one. That one. Here we go. This long journey here. Yeah. We may not like Ghostbusters, but you can tell this is what a lot of Ghostbusters fans would probably do. Honey, time you up and do whatever you want, honey. And they're just going to go watch Ghostbusters. It's like, yeah, you're kind of missing out. But based on what we see, that's probably what would happen. What's this one? Yeah, you have to admit, it is a good lesbian representation. Pile of shit.
I've seen this one, yeah.
I think we did this one last week. This is last week's, I think. All right, that's it for my section of the memes. You got yours all set?
I sent you a bunch, but I don't know. Let me check my bookmarks.
Your bitch marks. Oh God, Kirsten fucking Dunst. I hate Kirsten Dunst. Everybody, big time. I
You're a
hate her.
bad man.
I hate this woman. She did bad to me. I don't like her. Don't like her at all. Not one little cent. Tell me the truth. I'm ready to hear it. There was no insurrection on January 6th. Which reminds me of the square hole.
It's like, that's right. The square.
No. their face encapsulates that.
No, it's funny because she's like, it's like, yeah, it goes in that hole. He's like, all right, what's this shape? She's like, that's right. The square. She's like, and it's like the third time. She's like, yeah, circle. You circle. I was like, that's right. The square. She's like,
it was like by the time it got to like the fifth one, she's like dying because it's like there's no way it can go in that one, right? It needs to go in its proper hole. That's why they matter.
oh my God, I gotta watch Happy Gilmore. It's like, go to your fucking home.
I've seen Happy Gilmore. Love Happy Gilmore. Boba Fett smiling, rubbing their butt in the face to the Phantom Menace. The CGI dinosaur is missing from a second shot. Yeah, that's actually something. I kind of want to make a video on that kind of a thing. You and I have talked about this a few times by now, but it's like I will admit that it is a problem technically. Like, yeah, that they didn't have it there, but on the scale of what's wrong, that's literally a nitpick at that point. It's like, yes, that is a problem. Little problem, but does that ruin the writing or the show? I don't think so. That's that minute, especially when it's in a dream sequence. This is a scary image.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Nobody cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Nope.
The cat looks so annoyed.
Yes, most cats do when you try to put clothes on them. So, little
Or
tip:
chocolate on their faces.
don't put things onto your animal. They do not like it. Okay, what's this?
It's a new take on the Centaur, and I'm loving it.
This isn't with the lore, Angus. It needs to be a horse body.
Well, like someone's like, just like follow along, like, you know, you got to be thinking what I'm thinking, like, you know, it's like, is there two of them?
I'd be like, where do the arms go for the other one? That'd be my question.
And it's like, well, that'd be so awesome because, well, think about it, if she's got two vaginas. It's like, well, do they both go on the rag at the same time? Because then you can, like, oh no, the backside's on the rag, so it's a lot of missionary for
in this
for
universe.
a week.
In this universe, women have larger butts, and they like to play football, and they kind of accidentally rammed into each other. So now they have to exist as one being now.
It's like,
And centipede style, they'll eat the poop.
It's like, if only there was a god.
Yeah.
And this is a better take on it. You get a little more, like, you know, like, oh, I get the full picture. Like, oh, nice. Yeah, I replied to Robot Head because he was crying about Boba. This is what Star Wars has done to Boba Fett, man. I'm a silly guy, old man with dentures. And I was like, you never seen Dance with Wolves, have you? Because, like, that's what I was talking about. He's like trying to talk to these fucking Indians who don't speak English. And he's
Yeah,
like,
so you're trying to use something.
yeah, he's like
that they are
groveling on the
familiar with.
ground, trying to look like a buffalo, and they're just like sitting there like stone faced as fuck. Like, they already hate white people, and they're like meeting with this white man by himself in the wilderness.
He's doing this weird thing that they're like, what?
And he finally like does like the horns, and they're like Tatanka, and he's like, Tatanka. And they're like, yeah, Tatanka. And he's like, huh? Yeah, Tatanka. Like, you've seen him, Buffalo.
Yes.
And yeah, so it's like their first like little breakthrough. And
Yeah,
it's
sense.
like, it's comedic. It's not like you're like, oh my god, Def Jam comedy.
It's just a cultural thing that would happen.
Yeah. Well, like this happens, like you get really fucking gesticulating and stupid when you're like, I remember when I was in Houston, trying to drive back to like Dallas to go to Oklahoma finally. So it was when I was on leave after deployment. I drove all the way to Oklahoma from Kentucky, and then like the next day we drive all the way to Houston to go see Tool. And I'm driving back. I stop at this gas station, and it's a gas station where it's like at like 10, they're still open, but you can only interact through like a fucking box. You can't like go into the store to grab anything. So it's like, do you have this? And like go back and bring it to you. And it's a fucking Asian dude who's got bad English.
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, my phone's dying. I'm like, hey, do you have a charger? And he's like, yeah, charger. And I need like a cheap like GoPhone like Android plug. And he keeps bringing iPhone. Or no, it wasn't even I need a charger. It was the fact that I was trying to get on I-10 or 35, whatever it was. I think it was I-35. And I'm like, yeah, do you have a map? Like, I'm trying to get to I-35. I didn't have a smartphone yet to like really look at the map. And he's like, oh. And so he goes and gets iPhone chargers. And I'm like, no, I-35. He's like, oh, okay. And he brings like a third fucking different iPhone charger. And I'm like, this is why we bombed you people.
You can see why for the Duolingo I want to learn Spanish, because I have that issue with Subway where I'm trying to help make them a sandwich, and they're going ham, and I go, okay, grab the ham, and they're like, no, and they, well, that's the ham.
Saying like,
then they point, like, and then they point at the turkey and say ham. I'm like, okay, so the turkey, no, it's like, I don't know what you mean at all.
Hey Siri, what is turkey in Spanish?
I found 4 ways to say turkey in Spanish. Turkey, as in large bird domesticated for food.
Pavo.
As in meat from a large domesticated bird.
Carne de pavo.
For the feminine form, you'd say
Payasa.
For the masculine form, you'd say Baideso.
Thank you,
Cavo.
Angus. Now I know that.
Carne de Cavo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, this was fun. This is the same thing I'm dealing with Romanian, where it's like, it's not like I want a steak. It's like I want a steak of cow is like how they write it. You know,
Yeah.
so, or it's like you don't say I have a pet. You say yo am un animal de campagne, which is like you start to see like, oh, you see the English root like companion. So it's like, oh, a companion animal. That's how they say pet.
That makes sense. Companion. Yeah.
But it's like it's it's funny because you have to like the translation is like really like kind of like do like a math problem with words where it's like it's got to like line up the right way for you to like flip it around.
Well,
in
it's
your
like
head.
with toilet room or with bathroom. I just feel like the poop room. Poopy. It's a poo poo. So is this? That didn't take long at all. With its power grid under pressure, California asked residents to avoid charging electric vehicles. So electricity ain't exactly the way.
They're like the leading charge of like the green bullshit, which is like unsustainable. It's like if you're trying to fight greenhouse gases, it's like most of your electric is from coal.
I was about to say actually that's actually a thing where like downloading games and there's like other things with like the technology that we use that participates in that stuff too, and they're like, oh, go electric, and it's like that's not going to solve it. Not
Yeah,
really.
no, that's the problem. Like, there's certain gaming computers that are like being banned to be sold in California now.
Yeah, because they contribute to emissions or whatever the fuck
whatever
the term is. May I take this opportunity to apologize for my use of the term sand people when describing the noble Tuscan Raiders. It was wrong, and I have learned my lesson. I have friends and many friends in the TR community, and I am deeply ashamed of myself.
No, I think this is overplayed, and
I do too. Cause it's like I don't know if that's exactly what. Like again, I agree with kind of what you were saying. It's like in the context that we have in the OT, like they're just our heroes are going around to all these places that have Tuscans essentially, as to where in this they happen upon a survivor and use them, I guess, for a bit, but. I don't know. What are you gonna say? Just,
yeah, no,
I don't
it's
have an overall point
sorry, I
here.
was looking at titties.
Okay, I don't blame you then.
Well, no, it's in my updates. Like
Updated titties, even better. That's good.
Like,
You can't have outdated titties.
Hypnotized. Yeah. No, it's like it's funny play, but it's like we haven't really gotten to this. There's a few SJWs trying to virtue signal, like, oh yeah, the diversity, the Tuscan Raiders, whatever CRT, mindless TikTok influence bullshit stuff. They're trying to like really build, trying to make that a thing to get clout, but either people just hating it, or they're like saying like, oh, it's just empty fan service, or they're like, oh, the EU, look, they've already done this in the EU. And it's like, yeah, but we've never seen this on screen. What we see on screen, which is most fans have not dug into all this lore, because it's so much. It's like, where do I start? It's overwhelming.
Kind of with comic books in general.
Yeah. And so it's like what's on screen is going to like, it's like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones show is always going to front load whatever Martin finishes with his books, if he finishes them. You're like, oh yeah, I thought this and that, and whatever he changes, it's going to be secondary thought. Same with films, even if the books came first, like the films is what defines Star Wars. We've never seen variation of Tuscan Raiders. We've seen a little bit more expansion from just passing in the wilderness, them assaulting Luke Skywalker and like raiding his fucking speeder. And then we've seen him shoot at pod racers, and we've seen Anakin slaughter a tribe of them. But we just look at them up to this point as like just a fucking copy and paste race with male and female. We get that extra detail of like, okay, so there's a distinction, male and female, and children, and they have like dogs and stuff. They got the bantas. They make like teepees. now it's like, oh, like, okay, there's kind of different tribes, and they've all kind of responded different to like the changing ecology of the planet. And some are fucking brutal, and they'll fucking rape women and stuff like Shmi and brutalize them. But at the same time, it's like, why are they that way? The civilizing people trying to make farms, that's like their Indians that they're fighting with. They're trying to scratch out a living in Tatooine outside the Republic. You got these fucking nomads, wild people that are like a threat to you, trying to make a legitimate life, a homestead. It's an age-old kind of conflict. And so it kind of stereotypes this whole race. There's not a depth to them. Now it's like, oh, okay, there's variation. There's tribes. Each tribe is kind of different, nuanced. It's a level I didn't expect with Star Wars, and I'm liking it. Is there maybe some underlying critical race theory wokeness angle? Maybe, but so far, regardless of the intent, it's, for me, I'm not reading it as anything. It's
well,
like,
even the ones they showed us, like they kidnapped people still, like essentially, but like they showed that if they prove some type of value and that they're not going to try to hurt them in return, that they'll work with them or something. There's an improvement from the ones we've seen so far. Shmi didn't get that opportunity to do any of that, but
yeah, no, and it's
that's
like
a different group.
I was talking to this guy at work. He's not really into the YouTube shit, but like he watched all this stuff, and he's not like some mindless shill. Like we talked about wokeness in film and NFL and stuff, just woke shit ruining everything. And he's not like deep following like any channels where it's like saying the standard stuff, but like he feels the same sentiment outside of this echo chamber. And I don't mean that negatively in this context, but it's just, it's like, you see, we're so desensitized to the wokeness. We're very aware. So we're kind of,
we're all used to it by now.
We might pick on things that really maybe aren't, but we're so conditioned that we start interpreting everything as like woke, it's a trigger for us.
Mm-hmm.
But he's watching like, yeah, man, I love this, man. This reminds me of like the Old West and shit. And like, the train, they're shooting these Tuscans for, preemptively. And it's like, apparently, I guess they did this on trains in the Old West. They just fucking slaughter buffalo like while they're driving by them, because there was this whole kind of government incentivized business of buffalo hunting with the fur trade and stuff. The real purpose, the secondary benefit for the government was it like fucking starves the Indians, because like they travel along with these herds hunting them through the year, and this is a way to like weaken them. And yeah, like it's definitely like some injustice you can see where it's like, well, yeah, no wonder they fucking, it's like, well, like how long ago was the pod races put in Tatooine in episode 1? Maybe they stole Tuscan land or whatever.
Well, I don't know about that exactly, because that seemed to be close to Mos Eisley, at least. That was around Mos Eisley, where that seems to be the only main city on the planet of civilization and technology. The rest of the planet's just a shithole. It seems to be, which is why I could say, some people were saying that it's weird that, like, why doesn't the train fly, or why don't they have like a ship that travels to whatever that they're going? But it's like, I feel like on Tatooine specifically, with there being the one spaceport, like, and if you live anywhere else on there to get whatever resources from the planet, I don't know, maybe it's easier to do it without having to fly around. Like maybe the sandstorms or something, or mess up the ships. I mean, I can't tell you whether or not it would or wouldn't. I assume they'd be able to withstand some of it, but I don't know. I feel like there's enough reason though, because like some people would say, like, just like with Solo, why is the train not flying? Which I would agree with, for the most part.
Yeah, no, like we've seen hover tech. It's like, oh well, why didn't they just fly on Han Solo's hovering carbonite to Tatooine? It's like, you can nitpick shit like that.
But I guess with vehicles intended to travel, though,
the extra chromosome crew.
What's up, Second Street?
Hey,
you missed a lot of our fun talk today. We
might have to make an alliance like Tatooine chat or whatever, we might have to make the chromosome crew.
The chromosome crew.
They need to make a filter. They got like the Disney filter. They got like the weird, like wide mouth, big eyes, no nose filter and shit, or like the open your mouth and you're a puppy filter. They need to make a Downy filter where it's like, this is what you look like if you had Down syndrome.
Oh no. I kind of want to see if Second Street wants to come in here.
Oh yeah, you drop the.
Yeah, Second Street. If you want to pop in here, here is the link in the chat.
Yeah, we're about 10 minutes early, but 2 hours is when we're doing.
Yeah, feel free to join us and join the chromosome crew.
Just about some comics we should get, because I'm like 2 days behind going to the comic store this week. Pick up stuff, so maybe you can intrigue me something different to catch my. I've been buying a lot more indie. I don't really ever buy Marvel or DC because they're already going to be uploaded like the next day on the free site. I'm going to read it for free, bro.
Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein and his what?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ghislaine Maxwell being personally blessed by the Pope. Okay. Well, great. Now people are going to associate Catholic Church with pedophiles. Oh, yeah. It's already a thing. Whoops. It's already a thing. I've seen this a long time ago. So, yeah, I'm not trying to rob you. I'm trying to help you. It'd be funnier if that was chocolate in his mouth. Because like, I'm not trying to rob you. I'm literally trying to save you.
Where are you on vacation, Second Street? And that makes sense why I haven't really seen you in my feed on YouTube.
Who knows? Guns and comics and tattoos, insurance, and Pokemon and magic, and 45 speed limit.
Like, what a catch-all. This is great.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there. Christianity and Mexican porn equals Jesus is coming. It's a good one. I like how we both had. I like how we both had diagram memes.
Yeah. Coincidentally, both had some diagrams.
Another one with strippers too. That's funny. And strippers and cats. I'm going to sit on your lap, but you can't touch me. I was going to put that one in there, but I thought that was too light for us. It's like, yeah. We know. It's the pussies.
Oh, hey, you should go. You should hit up Rookie and figure out maybe swinging by visiting Rookie since you're up that way.
Oh, you're in Seattle. Nice. Yeah, I'm in Vancouver, Washington. Nice. I bet he's thinking about licking peanut butter off somebody else's snatch. Poor puppy. The cultured ruffian. There's no such thing as a perfect name for a firefighter. Lieutenant Les McBurney. Here we go. Metro News. People sticking random objects up their butts is costing the NHS 35,000 or 350,000 euros or something a year. Interesting. My girlfriend, when I tell her to buckle up because I'm taking her on a date. Tiny women. Tiny women. Tiny women there. Oh my god.
Think how well trained a little hedgehog is, just to be like content, like Buzz Lightyear with the little seatbelt.
Yeah. He's like, I can't fight this. Guess it's happening. Oh my god. When she refuses to leave after you give her the razzle dazzle. He was trying to sell farts, but it went wrong.
This is
a hedgehog.
This is from a tweet.
Hedgehog, huh?
So this is a hedgehog getting X-rayed. They had to tape him down.
He rolls up. He must be tortured, the poor thing.
It looks like they're gonna like dissect him, but yes.
I know. It's gonna be turned into a Krabby Patty or something.
I mean, it ain't cornflakes, but it's a little something. Curtis, you all right, man? Why are you looking at me like that?
You in my bowl like it's yours.
I mean, share the will, Curtis. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we family, right? We roommates, Curtis. Was mine yours? Was yours and mine?
It's funny you never share your cornflakes and bird seed with me. I'm the only one giving to you. That ain't fair. What's mine is yours.
Hey, Curtis don't like people in his food, man. He might hurt you. Man, me and Curtis go way back, man. He ain't gonna hurt me. Let me get back in this bowl, man. You ain't about to do that, right, Curtis?
If this camera wasn't on, I'd have me some chicken tonight. Believe that.
That was great.
And Doug's like really pissed off. Like,
he's really into that there. Holy shit. He's down for business right there. That was great. Oh my god, what is this now?
Watch.
Chick dancing. He's looking, yeah. No shit, she's eyeing him down. She's about to have some chicken tonight. I can't remember.
Keep playing it.
I want to have
like,
that.
What? Oh God! Like
I want to have the audio of that. The dog, I'm gonna have some chicken tonight. Oh, look. Oh, he's like, oh no. Should I turn around? Probably not.
This is a pretty good comic.
Leave her alone, spirit. Use me as your vessel instead.
Give me one reason why I should.
How about two?
Oh, priest. Oh, priest. Are we there yet?
It's too small for me to read.
Child has said the passphrase, pull him out of it's all squiggly. What the fuck did that say? Pull him out of stasis. You've always been here, Timmy. You just had to ask.
The Matrix.
That's funny. Rivet? It's fucking what? It
says ribbit, and then it says rabbit, and then he's like, "Pull me out now, abort mission."
They're on to me, man. They're on to me. Uh-oh. I'm thirsty. Yum, 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 yum. Ah, no.
Oh. Look how mad that genie looks too.
I know. You fucker.
Now I exist in your ass.
Oh,
your
no.
ass is the vessel.
What hath cometh me? What's up, Mega Jetty? What's up, everybody coming on in? Yeah, we just finished our meme section right there. That was pretty good, I would say. You guys missed a lot. You know, you missed a Lady Butt Hut and everything. Some of the comic thing that we did a little earlier, the Andrew Garfield. Oh, yeah. You got anything else for us tonight, Anguloid?
No. Not
quite. No. That's all good. We'll have some more for next time for show. Yeah, I can't think of anything else right now for it. We covered 2 hours went by already again.
Yeah, no, this is fun, but it was very
quickly.
I feel like we kind of got everything out of the way.
Maybe
we can talk about the Lord of the Rings. I didn't pull up a link for it. Let me find something really quick.
Lord of the Rings again. We shall see, boy. Your destiny is doomed. Oh yeah. Chat, how are you doing going into your weekend? You doing all right? Are you doing okay? Are you surviving?
There's a Collider article that says Lord of the Rings. What's the difference between Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White? I was like, well, the White is supreme.
And not see that one coming. That was a good one. That's a good one.
It's pretty simple. I mean, white is right.
It's like white is supreme. It is maximum. I think that wins. That wins for sure.
Well, that's like, you know, I grew up with All in the Family, so it's just every episode is just racist humor, you know. So he's calling someone a Pollock or calling like colored people black beauties because he thinks that they like being called that. I don't know why, because it started in 1971, so some things it's like I don't understand the background to some of the verbiage, but most of it you get. But like, yeah, I don't get that one. Or like his son-in-law is a dumb meathead Pollock. You know, yeah, just like everyone's getting called shit, and he's always kind of like having facepalm moments of getting owned and karma. Like he saves a woman, like fucking does, you know, like chest compressions and mouth to mouth, saves one, and then like turns out it's a fucking cross dresser. He thought it was like some beautiful big broad, and it's like it's a guy.
Nope. It's a dude. It's a bro.
It's a super transphobic episode.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro.
Yeah, and it's funny. There's actually an article I want to cover. I just looked up All in the Family on Google, and there's this article from 3 or 4 years ago about like the racism of All in the Family and how like we were all exposed to it and we were better for it.
Well,
like,
did you know that South Park Cartman was inspired by Archie Bunker for the most part?
I mean, I don't quite see the connection. Like,
well, I mean, he was part of it. He's not the.
It's
full,
not obvious at all.
It's not the full parody, but it's not the full parody. But it's like the fact that he's the one that says most of the racially obsidious things and stuff.
Fucking Jew.
Yeah, exactly. He'll lead the army against the Jews, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny stuff. But no, it's like I guess like creatively I could see like, yeah, I want to have like something like Archie Bunker in this show just to like really just like bluntly say this shit. And I get that, but no, it definitely not like, yeah, you should find a way to watch old All in the Family, watch like the first season and just like take it in, because it was groundbreaking. And that's where the Jeffersons came from, was All in the Family. They were like side characters. So they were a spin-off show from All in the Family. So
Karen
yeah,
thinks he'd be canceled pretty soon.
No, it was a good show. It's funny, like Archie's an extreme right-wing like idiot, and then he's got an idiot libtard son who's like a bum and college educated. He's going to school for, I don't know what he's going to school for.
He's a bum who's college educated and poor and thinks he's the genius.
Yeah,
right?
like
I haven't seen it, but that's what I assume it is.
Yeah, it's like the Twitter fucks today. They got a lot of book smarts and a lot of debt and no practical skills. They're no value to society, at least as of yet.
They do an episode of South Park where Cartman goes after all the hippies. And I think that's funny with Archie Bunker, if that's his son type of a thing, because like Cartman, he's like, I hate hippies, I hate them. All they do is talk about saving the environment and drive around in crappy cars and sit around and do nothing and whatever. It's just a funny little thing knowing that tidbit now with that. But yeah, I'm good to go for the night if you are.
Yeah,
that.
Pretty much all it is Amazon. Their new show they're doing for Lord of the Rings, which is triggering everybody, and I'm open to it. Like, they've done good with The Boys, even with some changes from the comics, which I actually like. I'm like comics explained. Like when I know a comic, like I don't want to watch. It's one thing if it's an animated adaptation of the comic, where it's like this should pretty much be verbatim. You're just like bringing to life the cartoon book. But when you're like MCU or whatever, DC, it's like you're playing with like established like character tropes, but like I don't need verbatim. I don't need.
You can't have Sproing.
Infinity
Good
Gauntlet
golly, Batman.
I don't need Infinity Gauntlet to be solved just like the comic, and because then you know everything. There's no surprise. It's just like, oh, we just panel for panel, we just made it live action. It's like, yeah. So it's like, with Invincible, with like Robert Kirkman as like a producer on that show, they've done great. And The Boys, they've been just despite like behind the scenes for The Boys, like their like Q&A series they did, they're like super woke. They hate fans. They use fanboys and insult and all this shit. It's disheartening to see these people creating a show and the actors of the show, and they all say this, shit, where it's like you would think like fuck, but like the show itself is managed very even killed. It's hit at, like the narrative of like Alex Jones is like a gateway to like the alt-right polarization, radicalization, that's the word. But also they make fun of leftists like virtue signaling and like minimalizing of people by their like superficial kind of gender statuses and stuff, identity politics. It's like, oh, like Maeve is like this bisexual Wonder Woman, but they try to like market her to the world the right way. So it's like, all right, so you're like the babe who's kind of powerful, but you're classically feminine. So it's like, we need your girlfriend to be like the dyke, and we gotta like dress her like that. And
of course,
yeah, and it's like, look, we got your like TV dinners. It's like fucking rainbow LGBTQ lasagna veggie, like it's like the commodifying of minorities. And so like it despite like Seth Rogen and this Hive and stuff, they've been really good. So that's why it's like I've seen 2 shows where they've deviated a bit from the comics, questionable at first on the outside, like they gender swapped a character, but they end up making them like be a hetero couple. So it's like it adds new depth that was never in question in the comic for some of these villains, where it humanizes them. And it's like, well, yeah, he's fallen in love with this like actual Nazi chick that's like never died from World War II, but he just wants to be loved, and he's found in like the worst possible person,
Mm-hmm.
And so it just humanizes him, and it's like, oh, like he's evil, but it's kind of tragic, So yeah, given that, I'm still like, yeah, let's see what they do. I don't care if they, force their CRT, race quotas, affirmative action for this show. The product could still be really good and entertaining, despite the woke agenda of casting and whatnot. And we gotta hit our diversity quotas. It still be great as fuck. I don't care about Tolkien's, he turned his grave because nudity or whatever, bringing modern kind of entertainment aspects. Like, I'm down for it, like for whatever reason, the IP for the films they signed away or they lost, whatever the case, fucking have at it. I want to see different shit. At worst, it'll just fail.
Yeah, true. We'll see how they do.
I do not like. I'm all about preserving an artist's vision behind something, but franchises just go beyond the creator, and I'm more in favor of trial and error than just like stringency and like dogmatic, just being like stick in the mud.
Well, even the crap ones can be funny. So
yeah, essentially all it is they are making Isildur. They're casting someone as like a sister to Isildur, so everyone's like, "Oh, she's gonna be like a Mary Sue." We have nothing about the show really besides we've heard some virtue signaling kind of diversity casting, and that's about it. And then this creating Isildur's sister, which I guess is not canon or never stated, or she's barely in it. Just I don't know, but it's like I don't know, maybe they got an angle. Like they can generate a new conflict with his sister being a piece on the board. Yeah, it's the thing you don't know. So just see what happens.
Yep, we'll see. We
Yeah,
shall see.
any closing thoughts for you?
No. Pretty tired today.
Yeah, no, me too. Well, I work today too.
Yeah.
But it's been a fun day. It was a good stream with you, buddy. It's fun back and forthing and stuff. Appreciate everyone that popped in the chat. Get to sharing those links. Help us grow this. Help us share whatever suggestions you got. People you want us to try to reach out to for having as guests, or people we should seek out. Just to kind of spice it up a bit, not get stale.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that from y'all. Y'all's fan input. That'd be good. But yeah, this is fun conversations. I did not expect some of the stuff we read, like the fucking lesbian mom van.
Yes, that was great. And I remember the Ethan Van Sciver thing from before, but that was hilarious. Reading the tweets was funny.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna give you an ass whooping. Let's make it fun, huh?
It's like you need to file for unemployment, buddy, because your shop's closing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you're good to end if you want.
Yeah, but yeah, thanks for coming by. Thanks Sherry, Karen, Mega Jetty stopped by. 2nd Street, Tim, Jens, Pater. Yeah, thanks for everybody stopping by. We'll see you guys next week on